Yeah, they are located 1625 Dutch Lane, Hermitage, PA.
We're all good again.
We're in good shape.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Eric, thank you.
Really take this one. Okay, this is the second bid, Frank B. Taylor Engineering, 149 Taylor Drive. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. It stuck the bid proposal in. And that goes to Sowers Building Incorporated, 253 Steiner Bridge Road, Valencia, PA, 16059. The proposal there is good question. Here we go, 58,958.45.
I always get enjoyment when they throw in like a random 45 cents.
Those numbers, people,
Uh-huh. Smarter than I am.
round them up.
And the next one is Jem Galmizzo, Building Contractors, 3015 Wellington Road. Looks like I need to search through. $67,209.78. This last one is the GP Construction Incorporation, 326 Pizzolo Drive, Edinburgh, PA, 16116, and the bid came in at $78,167.50.
All right, I will entertain the same motion here to table these, refer them to the controller as well as the other appropriate administrative officials for review. I'll also note that for this specific project, funds are being taken out of a grant allotment from either P-Comp or P-Corp to pay for this.
It's a safety improvement grant. And that helped us do the
Yes.
demolition, and this will help us do the sidewalk work.
Yes. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Your motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries.
I'm sorry, I apologize, I forgot to mention that we received one bid with no name. So I don't know which one it belongs to. What I'll do is.
Oh,
go through
okay,
them.
correct.
So I don't know what you need to do on the motion stuff, right?
What we'll do is we'll probably just take a motion to allow for that. Yeah, accept
Yeah.
that and then.
And go for.
Okay. Right.
Okay, for the Quaker Falls Recreation Area.
How many bids do we receive for this?
We received 5.
Oh,
The bid came in at $181,196.
Is this the one that we don't know? Is this for Quaker Falls or is
This
this
is Quaker Falls.
from who?
from whom?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's from, North Beaver Contracting LLC for 4321 Edinburgh Road, Newcastle, PA 16102,
And what was the number?
181,196.
Okay.
This is from GP Construction, 326 Pizzola Drive, Edinburgh, PA. $197,820.
Okay.
And this is from Joseph Courier Trucking and Excavating, 254 Harrisville Road, West Sunbury, PA 16061. And the bid came in at $184,193.45.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the name of that company again?
Joseph P-U-R-Y-E-A-R Trucking and Excavating Incorporated.
Thank
you. This is the fun part.
But show you the room is sealed.
I know. Okay, this is from Rudzik Excavating Incorporated, 401 Lowellville Road, Scuders, Ohio, 44471. And bid came in at $197,000.
Okay.
Okay, and this one is Horizon Construction Group, Post Office Box 267, 3285 South Main Street, C&D Lake, PA 16145. And this bid came in at $228,788. Now I'm going to magic one.
The mystery one.
The mystery one. Should we motion to table these as we've done with the other two?
Yeah, we
Let's
should.
motion, I'll make that motion to table the bids for review by the controller's office.
Well, it is for the Quaker Falls.
It is for Quaker
Oh,
Falls.
well,
Oh, I
okay.
apologize.
I just saw it.
Apologize, yes,
Yeah, so
okay.
you might as well just-
Okay,
Oh, we got
I
lucky.
thought we didn't know
Okay, yeah.
if
I
we did
went
which
down
one it was for,
We're just
okay.
gonna pretend like we did not.
Okay.
That was totally intentional.
The envelope that came in didn't have Quaker Falls on it. They had it in a UPS envelope, so that's why we didn't do
Okay.
They really secured this.
Okay.
it.
Okay, this is from CH&D Enterprises Incorporated, 100 Brady Place, New Stanton, PA 15672. And this is for $244,64670.
Okay.
And that is all I have for you today, so
Thank you very much.
thank you for being patient. And
So
that
now I will make the motion to table the bids for review for the controller's office for the Quaker Falls project.
And could you add any other appropriate offices.
Offices.
But in this case,
Yes.
Taylor Engineering,
Yes,
but
right,
I'll second that.
okay, very good.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Bids are tabled.
Table.
All
All
right.
right, thank you.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, thank you,
It was
Denise.
a pleasure to see you.
Yes,
As always.
always, okay.
And I know I'm being watched by both Mr. Dennis and David.
Ah.
That's why the sound's out.
Have a good one.
Okay,
I can.
bye-bye.
Take care.
And here, I thought they were here for us.
Well, there you go. There you go. Just as a review in case, because we didn't have the sound for those first
We
bids.
still don't have the sound.
Oh, we still don't have sound, okay. All right, never mind then.
It is what it is.
It is what it
It's
is,
technology.
Doesn't help if we speak louder, that's not gonna help.
you know.
We're kind of free to say whatever we want.
Well, I still wouldn't take that risk, because we saw our being recorded there. And Debbie has already requested that recording.
Okay, oh, I feel bad, we don't have sound.
It's all right. We do, it's just gonna get to Debbie later,
Yes,
and she'll disseminate.
oh, right, yeah.
Anyway, we have no, moving on, we have no fiscal reports, no report on quotes. We have 2 warrant registers dated November 3rd, 2020, election day, and November 4th, 2020. I'll give my colleagues a minute to review those and take a motion to accept the warrant registers as presented or as amended if they see fit.
I see in the first warrant register, we have the fire departments getting their CARES Act monies in some of the townships, which is good. So that's.
These, second listing are all of the judges of elections, the various voting precincts. And of course, they in turn distributed the
Right.
payouts to their respective boards.
Yes.
They were cheap this time. I think we have 107,000 budgeted for that. They're only at 46 for this one, and they were at 46 for that. The last one, we're coming in under budget.
I'll make a motion to accept both of the warrant registers.
Second.
The motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Up next, we have the meeting minutes from Tuesday, October 30th, 2020. I'll give my colleagues a minute to look those over and take a motion to approve.
Yes, Donnie
We
called,
have Friday.
right? Yeah, we had on Friday.
Oh, yep.
Thank you,
Yep,
Donnie.
thank you.
Need to correct it twice, up at the very top and then in the second paragraph.
It takes a village. And then,
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
motion second, is there any discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries, minutes accepted. We do have one presentation of written communications from Frank B. Taylor Engineering. The communication reads, Dear Commissioners, as consultant for Sam A. Byler, we wish to inform you Mr. Byler is intending to submit an application to Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection to obtain a Chapter 105 general permit for the following project: utility line stream crossing on Wilson Mill Road in Wilmington Township, Lawrence County. Section 1905-A of the Commonwealth Administrative Code, as amended by Act 14, requires that each applicant for DOT permit must give written notice to the municipality and county in which the permit activity is located. Written notices shall be received by the municipality and county at least 30 days before the department may issue or deny the permit. As I typically do, I'll note that we have no approval authority over whether this permit is approved or is denied. The only thing that the company or or the individual applying for the permit is required to do is give us notification that such permit has been applied for. But like I said, we have no authority in approving or denying this specific permit. Any comments or questions from my colleagues? I'll take a motion to accept correspondence, accept and file.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have no proclamations or certificates for today. Staff reports, is there any member of staff here that wishes to give a report above and beyond what's already on the agenda? Okay, you, McKinney?
We got lots to talk about later.
All right. Seeing none, we'll move on to commissioner reports and comments. Commissioner Vogel, you're on deck first today.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have anything to report tonight.
All right, short and simple. Looks like I'm on deck next. The only thing I'll say is I want to thank you, Dan, for organizing yesterday's bridge tour.
Oh.
Yes.
I had a phenomenal time. I
Excellent.
greatly enjoyed that.
Excellent.
And I'm looking forward to part 2 on
Yes.
Thursday. So thank you again for organizing that.
Very well.
Yes.
I know they can't hear, but do you want to explain what we were doing?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So what we were doing was under Dan's guidance and with Bill Humphrey from Taylor Engineering, as well as a couple other individuals from Taylor Engineering, the Board of Commissioners, the County Administrator, Becky Schaefer from Planning, Vanessa, who's our Deputy Chief Clerk and has also taken over from Carol McDonald and managing liquid fuels dollars, and Dana. How do you pronounce her last name?
Mastriani.
Mastriani.
I got it
Yeah, I
right.
think it's
It's been 8, 9 months, 11 months.
I know,
I haven't
right?
figured it out yet. Dana Mastriani from our maintenance department. And I forget anything?
I think that covers it.
Yeah.
That's okay. We each went around to the southern, all the bridges that the county owns in the southern portion of the county to inspect them, make sure that there's no major structural issues with them, make sure there's no other maintenance issues with them. And I believe the county owns 27 bridges, right? One for each municipality. And I'll be, like I said, next on Thursday, we're going to go up and explore the northern half of the bridges.
Yes.
Loretta's and I's first foray
Yes.
into the world of bridges.
Bridges.
Which is actually, I got great enjoyment. My favorite one was the one with the struts. Well, not the
Yeah,
one with
yes.
was it the strut? What do they call those? The trusses.
Trusses.
The trusses down in Little Beaver.
Little Beaver.
Oh, it was phenomenal. We didn't see any chickens like Mr. Blasio did his first time out, which was disappointing because it's kind of what I was hoping for lunch.
Yeah.
But it was an excellent time.
It was.
And also my first time at McConnell's Mill.
Right? Can you
I know
believe
I heard
that?
that. I wasn't gonna.
Yeah. I'm not a nature guy. You gotta understand, you throw me into nature, I'll be dead in 45 minutes. I wish that was a joke. I'd get molded. Whatever the first animal that came across me, it didn't matter if it was a squirrel, I'd be dead. Anyway. Did I miss anything there?
No, I think we covered it real well.
Our bridge tour, our 2020 bridge tour.
Hashtag
Bridge
2020.
tour. Yes, it generated a lot of comments throughout. It was a great day.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh,
Yes,
weather.
oh my gosh.
Weather couldn't have been nicer.
Just great.
Be a little chillier on Thursday, but we'll
Thursday.
survive.
We will. We will.
That's all the comments I had. Mr. Spielvogel?
Great. I'll segue into tomorrow being Veterans Day. First things first, with the opening of the bids for the construction sidewalk project for the courtyard, as everybody knows that the courtyard is under construction. However, we were missing a flag there. And because the ground was so soft, we couldn't get a bit of the machinery to get the flag up there. The rope was busted, or it was frayed, and we needed a new rope for that. So I just want to thank Mayor Chris Fry, first of all, gave him a phone call and asked if I could contact the fire department, which I did. I talked to Fire Chief Mike Kobe, who came up, and it was not an issue. He hoisted the flag again. So we do have a flag proudly displayed in our courtyard. So thank you to them for their work in getting that done. And in the course of things, I saw an interesting post on Facebook last night, so I wanted to share about Veterans Day because these are things that I didn't know. I have a poppy here. And I know there's always a poppy sale for Veterans Day, and here's just some background on that. Veterans Day is always on November 11th because World War I ended on the 11th month, on the 11th day, at the 11th hour. The poppy is a symbol of Veterans Day and is to be worn on the right side. The red represents the blood of all those who gave their lives. The black represents the mourning of those who did not have their loved ones returned home. The green leaf represents the grass and crops growing and future prosperity after the war destroyed so much. The leaves should be positioned at 11 o'clock to represent the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And that was the time that World War I officially ended. There you have it. So a bit of knowledge to impart to future generations, our generations. I was not aware of that symbolism, so there you have it. So I certainly will pass it on from this point forward.
Well, thank you for that history
Yes.
lesson.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on to new business. First on deck today, and again, we'll move through these as expediently as humanly possible. We have a resolution for discussion on possible approval to allocate liquid fuels funds for 2020. I'll note that 5 municipalities applied for such funding, and we're giving awards to each of those 5 municipalities. Elwood City Borough in the amount of $15,900. New Beaver Borough in the amount of $69,000. Wilmington Township in the amount of $46,137. Wayne Township in the amount of $84,843.50. And Washington Township in the amount of $97,500. I'll note that each of these allotments is for either road work or bridge replacement in each one of those municipalities. And the dollars that are being used to fund these projects on the county side come from the county's allotment of liquid fuels dollars, which comes from the states. This is not county tax funding that's providing these funding amounts. I'll also note that the total allocation for the year 2020 totals $313,380.50. And we're thankful that we're in a position to be able to assist these municipalities with their various transportation-related projects. Any additional comments from the board?
I feel you've covered that very well, and I appreciate that. I do want to just note for the record, so we have it on the record,
Yes.
that as Commissioner Boyd noted, we get this allocation from the Commonwealth, and the first priority has always been, and he noted earlier, 27 bridges that we own and are responsible for. The ongoing maintenance of those bridges, the inspections of those bridges, in some instances, either repair or replacement of bridges. And once we're satisfied in consultation with our county engineer that we have sufficient money to take care of those bridges, then we look at requests from municipalities, as we're doing here today. And traditionally, the role we play in assisting the municipalities has been a supplemental role. I'm not aware, I cannot recall us ever funding a local municipal project in its entirety. Amy, you're involved with these somewhat. I can't.
I don't recall. that
Okay.
either.
And the intent of the money is to assist municipalities with the understanding that they will be utilizing their tax dollars
Right.
as well, keeping in mind that they each get a liquid fuels check from the state each year, just like we do. So I'm glad, I'm pleased, like you said, this year we're able to make some grants. And as Chairman Boyd noted, these are the 5 municipalities that did make a request for their projects, and noting that we are helping them in part by
Yes.
doing this.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
No comments?
Unless there's any objection, we'll make this resolution 2020-333. Richard, please. Up next, we have, I think this resolution 2020-334. Resolution amending our employee policies relating to the COVID-19 outbreak. We codified or resolved a number of policies when we were coming out of our layoff period in late May, early June, relating to different employee perks and different employee compensation packages and different elements of the employee experience, we'll call them, related to COVID-19. One of those was that we waived perfect attendance requirements through the duration in that original resolution of the county disaster declaration. I think at the time, we didn't anticipate the disaster declaration going on for as long as it did. And if we kept that as it stands, we would be paying out a substantial amount of money in perfect attendance requirements, even though some employees, a decent amount of employees, have utilized sick days for reasons other than the COVID-19 pandemic. So what this policy does is it amends that original statement to state that perfect attendance requirements are waived for the period of March 23rd, 2020 through June 30th, 2020, which coincides with some of the different policies that we put in place, including rollover vacation days and allowance to utilize rollover vacation days up until June 30th. So it's standard with what we've done in other areas of policy. It also exempts employees who have had to utilize sick days under the Federal Family First Coronavirus Response Act, that those sick days utilized will not count against employee perfect attendance because, again, they're taking those days, number one, not out of their sick bank, but number two, they're taking those days because they are in some way, shape, or form impacted by a global pandemic that's outside of their control. And it also notes the above policy change will only apply through December 31, 2020, which again coincides with that original resolution which we passed. And we'll be revisiting each of these policies, I would assume, at the end of December to see what we want to do for 2021, assuming, and I think it's a reasonable assumption at this point, the pandemic continues into the next year. Any questions or comments?
Refresh my memory. This was reviewed by one of our solicitors, is that correct?
No, not this one.
Okay.
Would you like it to be reviewed?
If we wait a week, is that gonna goof us up?
It won't.
No, the only
it's
thing
not. I mean,
the only thing it does is in making budget preparations, which I think we're assuming the solicitor signs off on it, we're passing it.
Yeah.
Is we wouldn't be able to put forth a budget until something like this gets passed, where we'll know what to allow for employee perfect attendance. That being said, we weren't going to put a budget forward next week anyway.
Right. I guess I'd feel a little more, I'm not opposed to this, don't get me wrong. I just, maybe wouldn't hurt for us just to have a look at it. Table it, and then hopefully if either he or
Yes.
Attorney Flannery can look at it between now and next
Absolutely.
Tuesday, if that's all right. If you folks want to move forward, I won't object. but,
Yes, no, I can appreciate
Okay.
no problem. We will table it.
Up next, we have our planning department. Amy, approach the bench. For a couple different resolutions relating to CARES Act funding, fair funding, and housing rehab. So Amy, we'll start off with what we'll call Resolution 2020-335, which is relating to PPE grant disbursements.
This is the last round of the PPE grant reimbursement for anybody that's submitted for any protective equipment that they purchased during the time frame. They submitted all their receipts to us, documentation. We had our auditors review everything. And did you guys get the attached list too?
I don't have it now.
It's around.
I'm sure you guys emailed it to us. I don't have it in the packet right now.
Around $28,845 and 47 cents more than, or
37 cents.
37 cents, so.
And we'll just quickly, just because it's not a
Yeah.
packet, I'll just read all the amounts out loud. It'll take probably a minute. Ben Franklin's Tap Room at $2,000. Tuscany Square at $1,798.62. Miko Orthodontic at $1,648.98. Infinity Flow Studio at $27.75. Thomas Macchiarello.
That's
The
around.
CPA,
Yeah.
right, he's right down here.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough? I'm
Might
Italian, I'm a whitehead. Anyway, it's $1,495.50. The Studio 175 at $2,000. TikTok at $2,000. Center Stage at $2,000. Sky King at $2,000. Turbo Masonry, $531.67. Magnifico Family Dentistry at $2,000. Res Medical Clinic, REZK. That's okay, at $2,000. The Turf Bar at $1,241. Reed Hennon, attorney, at $423.99. Shipping Depot at $2,000. Hess Print at $2,000. Diamond Dance at $313.86. Dr. Malvar at $1,364. And El Canelo 5, which I assume is the name of the
I was gonna
LLC,
say, okay.
at $2,000. Any questions or comments?
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
make that resolution 2020-335.
He started spelling that R-A-Z, and all I kept thinking in my head was that song, R-O-C-K in the U.S. Sorry.
Well, we can play that if you'd like
Hands
to.
rubbed off on me on the years I hear certain things. I'm not as quick as him on stuff, but
He is quick.
yes, he is.
He is quick, our Danisms.
We're just gonna, we can put like a book together at
Yes.
some point.
Yes.
Be a good birthday present.
There you go.
The fair grant, we'll make a resolution 2020-336. What do we have going on?
This is just, I need a resolution in order to apply for the funding that we applied for on behalf of the redevelopment authority for our blight program.
And I'll note that that has been consistently, because I just did the
Yes.
fair budget.
Yes.
That has been consistently
Increasing.
going up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's substantially.
Yes.
So I think last year was around $150,000 received. This year it's I think $300,000
yes.
received.
Yes.
And the year before, 150,000. It was like 100,000
Yes, it's
received.
gone up, so.
So you guys are doing a great job.
Excellent work,
Yeah.
excellent work. Again, hoping the,
I'm gonna get more, so.
Yeah.
yes.
Now, what else is interesting is the 300,000. That part of that comes out of that grant that you received from the state for blight reduction, right? Or is that a separate thing?
The $300,000 is straight from PHFA.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was another DCD blight program.
Yeah.
That was in July, that opened, we applied for that, but
we got that, right?
no, I haven't heard yet, we won't hear until May.
So what was is the 300,000 that we were awarded? Was that was this?
That's this, yes,
Okay.
yes. So, and we received that money, under the Marcellus pot. PHFA, there's 3 pots of money we can go after. One is the Marcellus, which we're automatically eligible to apply for because Lawrence County had Marcellus
Yes.
drilling.
Mhm.
And then there is the Affordable Housing, Trust Fund,
Okay.
which that's gone up. And that has to be used towards, this looks like our Act 137, the affordable housing, the housing rehab, homeowner, assistance and rental assistance. And then there's also the real RTT, which is the real estate transfer tax,
Mhm.
which is that money people,
Jan.
Yeah, Jan. So there's money in there too. So, yeah,
Wow.
so we can go after all 3 of those pots, which I do.
Great issue too.
Yeah, and then, the redevelopment authority is also eligible to apply for, so we can hit both, on both
Right.
ends. So we do plan to do that.
Mhm.
Just, doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Now, would we be able? This brings up an interesting point with land bank. Because right now there are 3 separate entities, right? You have the county of Lawrence, you have the redevelopment authority of Lawrence County, you have land bank
Yeah.
of Lawrence County. Are land banks eligible to apply for these?
I don't think they are, but I will confirm.
Because that would be a reason, because I think in the future, there's gonna be a proposal relating to consolidating the redevelopment authority and the land bank, which I'm in favor of right now, I think that's a great idea. However, if there was a benefit to keeping it open,
Right.
the question would be, would we be able to, instead of just potentially doubling funds, tripling funds through applying through each of those 3 entities?
Mhm.
But if we're unable to do that, then that point's moot. Any questions or comments?
It's due November 20th, so I'll keep you posted on.
Okay,
Well,
great.
you don't know it's passing yet.
I'm holding it all together. The good thing is that, we've gotten more money over the years, but we've been very consistent in what we're doing. They know what we're doing.
Yes.
We were able to
There's a
turn the
game
jobs
plan,
around
absolutely correct.
quickly. We're able to close them out. We're spending the money, which I think that's one of the other reasons why we got more
Right.
money too, because they see that it's a successful program.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a number of counties who are eligible under the Marcellus and they're not going after the dollar, so that gets put back in the pot, so
Ah,
we can go after more, so.
No, we don't, no. I think I don't think, Francis Witherspoon from up in, did I say his last name right?
Leader spawn.
Waiterspawn.
Okay.
Again, Whitehead. He can't sound off. I'm hoping he's not listening on the live stream right now.
There you go.
All right, well, and the housing rehab contract.
This is the one, Jennifer Elliott had mentioned in regards to kind of changing the way they do their fee structure. It would just be an amendment to our contract that we entered into with them on, May 2019 with resolution 2019-100. It's just an addendum to that agreement. It'll be a one-time charge at the end of each project. It's not changing the amount of the contract, it's just their fee structure, basically.
And this, we had a sit down with Jen last week. This is relating to the fact that projects due to state guidelines are starting to cost more money.
Right.
The fee structure right now is predicated upon a set fee per contract, which they still have, no matter how many projects they're doing, they still have X amount of overhead
Right.
they need to accommodate. With this change, they're changing, the change is basically the fee structure is amended to allow for them to do less projects that cost more money and still cover their overhead. Any questions or comments? Make that resolution 2020-337. Thanks, Amy.
Yeah, the only thing I want to mention is that, our planning commission meeting, I'm sure you saw my email, we are gonna be doing that, via Zoom, so. I'll send out the link for everybody, instead of having it in person, we decided the chair and I discussed it, and we felt it's best right now, and maybe just do a Zoom meeting for our November. So I'll send everything to you.
Thank you.
This is related to the uptick in crime.
Yeah, we're supposed to have it at High Toes in Taylor Township, so we
Right.
just decided to do a call and go from there, so I'll keep you posted, I'll send everything to you as well, so.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah.
I do like Heights. That's one of the few restaurants I can go to in the county. And you walk in, nobody knows who you are. All right, up next, we have a whole bunch of transfers. First up, we'll need resolution 2020-338. Where we are transferring, proposed transfer $25,900 from Commissioner Contingency to Tax Claim Contracted Services. This is relating to, we authorized Tish early on in the year due to the coronavirus pandemic to allow to take payments over credit card.
Yes.
This is the cost of basically getting that system online, which now allows for tax claim to process payments
Okay.
via credit card. Any questions?
No question.
Up
You're
next,
gonna give that one a number, Mr. Chairman?
2020-338.
Okay.
Thank you.
Up next, resolution 2020-339. Authorization is hereby given to the appropriate administrative officials, transfer total. This is from Commissioner's contingency in the amount of $3,401 to miscellaneous allocations. This is due to a previous commitment made by the former board to cover $5,000 from the United Way, or to the United Way to cover the 211 program, and $5,000, again, previously allocated by the former board, as an allotment to the Villa Maria.
Very glad to hear that, because I had heard from Villa Maria, and I think I forwarded
Yes,
that.
okay.
And we're, just so I have it straight on the Villa Maria, was this, if you know, Joe, was this a commitment from 2019 that had not been paid, or was this a commitment that was made for the year 2020?
Well, it was unique in the sense that I believe Commissioner, they had sent a letter in early March, but they were asking about money that was told to them by the previous board
Okay,
that was available and they would be able to get out. So
okay.
we processed it.
All right, great. I'm glad. I mean, both of these, the 211, and I think you
Yes.
have, maybe you all have familiarity with 211.
Absolutely.
It's a great investment. And obviously, the folks out at Villa Maria do good things. So I'm real glad to hear that. Thank you.
I will note that with this transfer, our miscellaneous allocations for the year are tapped out, unless we make another transfer. And then up next, we have a number of administrative transfers. Central Court is first on deck here. Transfer camera system has to be replaced to replace computer system in the court and a computer system replacement in the courtroom. So they're transferring $500 from their office minor to materials and supplies, $250 from their subscriptions to materials and supplies, and $1,000 from their contingency fund, to materials and supplies. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah.
Next up from the courts, $7,000 from their part-time line item to their subscription line item. Funds needed to cover subscriptions until the end of the year. Any questions, comments, concerns? Up next, this is liquid fuels, internal transfers to cover the grant awards that we just issued. So this is not coming out of general fund. This is our liquid fuels dedicated fund. But it's a transfer from the contingency account in that fund of $112,500 from contingency to county aid grants, $171,052 from the Wallace Road account to county aid grants, $10,000 from the bridge crew, which was defunct this year, to county aid grants, and $19,828.50 from contracted construction, bridge maintenance, and repairs to county aid grants. Questions, comments, concerns? Next, from the district attorney, money transferred from salary of staff to vehicle expense per request of district attorney on 10/30/2020. Transfer should have been made to the vehicle line item instead, so I'm assuming Josh is just correcting for that error. So he's moving $10,000 from vehicle expense to vehicles. I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah, I wish they would indicate, they've listed the line item number, but they're not saying what the name of the line item is.
I would be hesitant to pass this
Me
until
too.
we get more information.
Yeah, me too. I'd recommend we set it aside and once we get it clarified, maybe next week.
Right,
I would agree.
okay.
As well as this one.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what the hell we're doing here. Oh, you know what? There's going to be an issue with this. I'm reading the Vanessa's Spark notes here. Courts are moving $7,000 from summer interns to subscriptions and books,
Right,
and from summer interns to juror supplies. The issue with that is that the summer intern fund, or the summer intern line item, is funded by Judge Motto's discretionary funding. It's not, that revenue stream does not come
go
from
through us,
county
it doesn't go
general
through
funds
us,
put in their
correct.
budget.
Right,
So the issue with one of those transfers would be the money that's put into that line item is balanced on the revenue side through an allotment through Judge Motto's discretionary fees. So in my mind, we're gonna have to have a conversation with Director Ockerman. The summer intern program was canceled this year. There was no transfer from Judge Motto's discretionary into the general fund. And as a result, I would say you can't move any money
Right.
from summer intern.
I'll move that we table the last two requests, K and L, for the reasons that we've just discussed.
yes.
Sounds good. I agree with that. And
Yeah.
hearing that as a
Second.
motion, we have a second.
Mhm.
Do we need to table administrative transfers because it's not technically a resolution?
Yeah, I think we
We
do,
do.
since it's, if we were gonna act on it, we'd be taking formal action,
Yeah.
so I think we can formally table.
Okay.
That'd be my non-legal opinion.
Well, we'll table it. We have a motion and a second. Questions on the motion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Yes, table.
All right, I will take a motion to approve administrative transfers A through I.
So move.
I or J, I'm sorry,
J,
is it I or J?
What's from contingency?
Oh,
I think
did
it's through
did we
I.
miss something?
There might not be
Wait a
one
minute.
here.
Two.
Oh, there's this second one. I think it's listed separately. So that's 600. that's
Yes, sir, you're
$62.
right, you're right.
So that, do we want to take a motion to?
Wait a minute. Go back.
All right,
Tell
so
me.
there's three.
The two are listed on one.
Two are listed on
The
one.
transfers on this
Yes.
one. Okay, gotcha.
So in that case,
Thank you.
I will take a motion.
I'll amend my motion.
Wait,
Wait, we need a new motion, don't we?
Yes.
I'll move that the previous decision be stricken and that items J, K, and L all be
Be
tabled.
tabled. Second.
Hearing a motion, a second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. I don't like the
Okay.
fact that we're trying to take money out of a fund where revenue comes from a
Right.
different stream.
Correct. Okay,
Um,
now back to,
now, I will take, I'll take
yes,
a motion
okay.
to pass the
Now that we have the
administrative
right letters.
Yes. A through I.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second. Any discussion? Question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Administrative transfers made. I'll now take a motion to allow for voting on resolutions 2020-333 through 2020-339.
So moved.
Second, here a motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Agenda amended. First on deck, resolution 2020-333. Now therefore be resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners to allocate 2020 liquid fuels funding as follows in the amounts I listed previously for the municipalities I listed previously. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. This one will take a motion to table, but I'll read it anyway, just for the record. Resolution 2020-334. Now therefore be resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners that the Lawrence County employee policy related to COVID-19 is amended to include the following: perfect attendance requirements are waived from the period of March 23rd, 2020 through June 30th, 2020. And for any employee that utilizes sick days under the federal Family First Coronavirus Response Act, such sick days will not count against employee perfect attendance, and the above policy changes only apply through December 31, 2020. Do we have a motion to table?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Resolution 2020-335, now therefore be resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners, the attached list of small businesses and nonprofits has been allocated CARES Act funding for the purpose of approved PPE, pending receipt of their business or nonprofit certification form by November 19th of 2020. We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion, second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Real brief, very minor technical question. Sure. Amy gave you that list that you read. I'm just hoping that'll somehow be part of the record. For whatever document, wherever you file all of this, if we can make certain that that's.
Yeah, I think the resolution included the attached list of small businesses and nonprofits. I just think it wasn't attached in our
Okay.
packets, but we'll incorporate that.
Do you think you have that upstairs? Okay, thank you.
Resolution 2020-336, now therefore be resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners, that we agree to apply for FAIR for targeted neighborhood stabilization efforts, site preparation in light of our vacant property demolition, housing rehab to ensure resources are used in an effective and efficient manner to meet the housing needs of the county. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Hearing a motion, second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Resolution 2020-337, now therefore be resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners, the Lawrence County Social Services is requesting to add an addendum to the agreement that was entered into May 28th. The addendum includes a one-time charge at the end of each project. The remaining contract items will stay uncharged. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Resolution 2020-338, now therefore be resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners, authorizations hereby given to the appropriate administrative officials to transfer a total of $25,900 described in detail in the attachment designated T-2020-19. This is in relation to paying for tax claims, new credit card software management system. Do a motion.
So moved.
Second. Motion second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Resolution 2020-339, now resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners that authorization is hereby given to the appropriate administrative officials transfer a total of $3,401, describing detail on the attachment designated T-2020-20. Again, this is for $5,000 to the Village and $5,000 to help cover the United Ways 211 program. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Your motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We have no resolutions on the table, no resolutions to be taken off the table, no new resolutions, because we did it on the agenda. No ordinances on the table, though I am anticipating one next week or the week after relating to redevelopment authority, consolidation of redevelopment authority, and the
And
land bank. No ordinances for introduction, no for final action. Next regular scheduled commissioners meeting will be for 10 a.m. on Tuesday, November 17th in this room. There will be a prison board meeting on Wednesday, November 18th, 2020 at noon, and there will be a planning commission board meeting tomorrow. I'm sorry, I had the X over it too. A planning commission board meeting on Wednesday, November 18th at noon. That'll be done over Zoom. And if you wish to participate in that meeting, you should contact Director McKinney for a link to the Zoom. As Commissioner Vogler just has reminded me, we are closed tomorrow, November 11th, in commemoration of Veterans Day. And we will reopen at 8 a.m. On the 12th, as you will soon hear in our phone messages. And that being said, do we have a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Second. Oh, public comment.
Any additional public comment?
Mhm.
Go ahead. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Here, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, the same sign, motion carries. Lawrence County Board of Commissioners is adjourned.
How do you sound?
That was very good.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Well, you can see the red there. I think the red indicates there's no sound.
Which red, up the left or down at the
See
bottom?
the middle circle thing, there's some red.
Yes.
I think that's the sound bar.
Huh. Very interesting.
I don't know, I'm not convinced I can screen those.
Thank you, Mr. Ward.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Take care.
In a different direction.
Morgan.
Not gonna come through the review.
Hang on.
Just send it.
Me?
Come on now.
I really can't.
You're not a techie, come on, you're-
I'm not